YouTube, today we got another scary video. Final photos with unnerving backstories. Let's get it, let's go.
February
He looks like a
2015,
chill dude.
18-year-old Dalen Pua went to visit his grandmother Martha Bear in Waianae, Hawaii. Once there, he mentioned to his grandma he was planning on going hiking in Mauna Lua Valley Park in the morning. According to Martha, Dalen mentioned he was going to climb the Haiku Stairs, also known to the locals as the Stairway to Heaven.
Bro. Who here would climb this? Who's got the stamina to climb this? Bro, this looks steep. Oh my, no. One slip, one trip, and you cooked. Oh my gosh, imagine you slip on a step, like a banana peels up on one. You literally backwards somersaulting all the way down. You're cooked.
Consisting of over
Oh my.
3,900 steps that ascend
Oh
the
my.
Kahulahu mountain range,
No, you're
the
cooked.
Stairway to Heaven was once a popular tourist hotspot until it was officially closed to the public in 1980 due
Yeah,
to the
bro, look. You slip one step, you fall all the way down. Boing, boing.
dangerous conditions of the climb. Still, many daring hikers over the decades continue to climb the
Daredevils.
legendary staircase for the thrill of the challenge, and it's not uncommon for the police and fire department to have to rescue and arrest lost hikers who realized they bit off more than they could chew once they were at the top of the staircase. When Dalen
Those
told his
stairs look
grandmother
sketchy.
about his plans, she warned him that it was illegal and tried to stop him, but he was determined to climb the Stairway to Heaven and didn't listen to his grandma. On the evening
Badass. We got a badass over here.
before the climb, he posted to Facebook with the caption, "Stairway to Heaven, hiking this insane hike tomorrow, wish me luck." His friends quickly jumped into the comments to remind him that a recent mudslide had damaged an entire section of the staircase, making it even more dangerous to attempt to hike. But the very next morning, Dalen took a bus to Mauna Lua Valley Park and began the hike, documenting the start of his journey on Facebook.
What's a landslide again? It's like a
With the
landslide.
caption, "And the hike begins, #haiku." At the beginning
Isn't
of
that
the
a
hike,
type
he
of
sent
poem?
some pictures of the mountain range to his friends. At around 11 a.m. that day, he sent this last image, after which he became
Oh my gosh.
unreachable on all communication channels. His friends tried to get in touch with him, but it soon became clear that something had gone wrong during the hike. The next day, Dalen was reported missing, leading to a citywide search involving the Honolulu Police Department, the Fire Department, the U.S. Navy, several drone pilots, and local volunteers.
Oh, and they still couldn't find
From
him?
the moment the search began, the authorities suspected he had successfully climbed the Stairway to Heaven, but was unable to come down safely due to the treacherous conditions. On the first day of the search, it rained heavily over Honolulu, making the climb to the top almost impossible for the
Okay, but like, would you actually do this for fun? Like, would you do this for fun? Me? No. I'm not risking that. You saw the pictures earlier. You see what's happening to this dude. I ain't risking that. Maybe if I get paid a bag for free, just for fun. Nah, bruh.
authorities. After 4 days of looking for Dalen with dogs, helicopters,
He's probably
and
like in a
infrared
bush. He's
cameras,
bush camping.
the search was
Alright,
called off.
that was kind of messed
But
up.
later that very same day, 2 hikers who were climbing a nearby ridge claimed they heard someone screaming for help.
Wait. He's alive? Is he stuck under a rock?
And the fire department decided to extend the search another day. But on Tuesday, March 3rd, after days of fruitless investigation,
Oh my gosh, imagine you slip to the side. Wow! You dead, no, I'm not ever hiking this. What if your
The search
friend just puts you up?
was
It's
permanently
like, it's a prank.
suspended. Still, Dalen's
That's
friends and
tough,
family
bro.
continued to search the area,
R.I.P..
posting his pictures everywhere online, and even starting a GoFundMe campaign that raised over $15,000. After weeks with no
15K?
convincing clues or even a trace of what happened to Dalen, several theories started circulating on the island. While many people claimed he probably fell down the side of the mountain on his way up, others speculated that
my
something much more
gosh.
sinister had happened to Dalen while climbing the Stairway to Heaven.
Like what?
In the last image he sent to his friends, you can see the head of a man popping up behind the bushes next to the
Oh my gosh! That is Hagrid from Harry Potter. Hagrid from Harry Potter is a bad guy. Look at his head. He saw him. Oh my gosh. This is what's creepy. Look at his head right there. He has the long hair. That's Hagrid. Hagrid killed him.
stairway.
He
While the
cursed magic on
skeptics
him.
alleged that the figure was probably just a bunch of leaves and branches and a trick of the light, the Honolulu Police Department decided there was enough evidence in the image to issue an alert and request anyone from the public who had information on the mysterious man behind the bushes to come forward.
That's
It
Hagrid.
now appeared as if Dalen's disappearance had turned into a criminal investigation, with many people believing that the man in the bushes was a stalker who had seen the teenage hiker's Facebook post
Oh, nah. Stay safe, y'all. No, y'all. Stay safe.
and followed.
Y'all, stay safe. Okay, what is this tangy, zesty app picture, though? What is this? Bro, come on, bro. You don't need to stick your tongue out. That's some tangy-ish, but it's cool. Oh my gosh. Is that a tongue piercing? That's scary! If he stalked him all the way to that. Stay
Some
safe,
Reddit
y'all.
users thought they recognized the guy, with one user mentioning that the guy in the picture was a good friend of his and that he had nothing to do with the disappearance.
Why would you even say that? Now you're cooked.
But when asked how he could recognize his friend in the image if the man's face was barely even visible, he didn't answer, and nobody's statements on the matter have been verified as true.
Probably joking.
Almost 9 years after his disappearance, the case of Dalen Pua remains a mystery.
Bro, that's scary. I think
In
Hagrid kidnapped
2021,
him.
the Honolulu City Council voted unanimously to remove the stairs, awarding a $2.5 million demolition contract to Nakoa Companies.
Oh, I'll remove that. Easiest
The
2.5
decision
mil in
was
my life.
pretty controversial, but in the end, it was decided that it was the best choice. Unfortunately, we'll still probably never know what happened to Dalen Pua on that day in February 2015.
Bro, we
and
took
whether
a
or not the man in
broomstick
his
and
last
flew up and
photo
caught
had
him.
anything to do with it.
That's creepy. Nah.
Do not pay somebody to build you a shop.
I'm not paying
at
you
store,
either.
Because I'm gonna do it free.
No,
With
I'm not.
20
No, you
handpicked
won't. No,
products
you
by-
won't. He's lying.
For
Don't
a lot
trust
of
him.
these cases, I've always found it odd just how quickly searches get called off after dogs lose the scent of the person they're trying to track. Luckily, this video's sponsor, Scentbird, gives you a way to
Oh,
stand
we got a
out
sponsor. Y'all think these smell good though?
with how you smell. To
Skip!
Vieri
Sorry.
by Mind Games. You have one other That's just a little over. Story takes place in Sugarland, an affluent suburb of
Sugarland?
Houston, Texas, and one of the safest cities in
Those
the
are
US.
some nice homes.
On December
Houston, Texas is one of the safest cities? Really? Really? Really?
December 10th, 2003, Ken and Trisha Whitaker went out to dinner at Papadu Seafood Kitchen to celebrate their son Thomas's graduation from Sam Houston State University. That night, Thomas, or Bart as his friends and family called him, got a $4,000 Rolex watch as a gift from his parents.
What? This dude just got a Rollie. This dude's got a Rollie on his wrist. A $4,000 Rolex. Oh my, how rich are his parents?
Over dinner, the family laughed, talked, and teased each other like the happy family they appeared to be on the surface. At one point during the meal, Ken asked his wife and sons to get together for a picture. The image shows Trisha and her two sons, Kevin and Thomas, smiling.
Hey Kevin,
for the
hey Thomas, hey
camera,
Trisha.
And at first glance, everything seems pretty much perfect.
Some in the background. What's
Just
in the
after
background?
8 p.m., the Whitaker family left the restaurant and headed back home. As they walked up the steps to their house, Bart stayed back to get something from his car, and his dad waited for him. As soon as Kevin opened the door, a man in a ski mask held up a gun and opened fire on the family.
What? Wait. That makes no sense. Okay, because here's the thing. Usually, I feel like that dude's just trying to rob him. But why would he open fire? Bro, you murdered them all. This dude's a psychopath. Close the schools, bro. Matter of fact, close the streets. Menace to society. Close the schools,
Within
bro.
a few seconds, Kevin, Trisha, Kent, and Bart were
Wait, was he in their house and they opened their house door?
lying on the floor with gunshot wounds.
He killed 4 people. Oh my gosh, this dude's KD is 4.0. Oh my gosh. Wait, I need him in my rank stack.
As soon as the shots rang out, a neighbor called 911, and
Yeah?
even though he was injured, Bart did the same as the attacker ran out the back door. When the responding officers arrived, they found 19-year-old Kevin Whitaker dead on the floor. Trisha was immediately airlifted to the hospital, but sadly didn't survive.
Oh my gosh,
Miraculously,
RIP, that's
Kent
sad.
survived a gunshot wound to the chest, while
Whoa, it's the Rolex on his wrist that saved him.
Bart got away with a single bullet wound to the arm. Initially, the authorities called the crime a burglary gone wrong. Suspiciously, the alleged burglar left behind the gun he used to commit the crime.
What an
but the palm
idiot.
print on the gun didn't yield any useful information. As it was later revealed, the gun had been
Gosh.
taken from the Whitaker family's upstairs gun safe, which
Wait, how did he get in the house? Wait, he got in the house. He was scrounging around, rummaging around. Found. How did he get in the safe? Wait. How did he get in the safe? And he was robbing them, and he found out they came home, and he was like, "What do I do? They're home. I don't know what to do." And instead he goes, "Bah, bah, bah."
made it clear that whoever committed the gruesome crime knew the layout of the house before entering.
Yeah, what?
The detectives
Does
on
he-
the case
maybe
soon
he knows
realized
them.
that this was no ordinary burglary, as no valuables had been stolen, and
Wait, it might be somebody they know.
the family's drawers and closets seemed to have been neatly pulled out by someone who had been a little too careful not to destroy anything. The day after the murders, detectives discovered that Bart was hiding something from his parents. Not only had he not graduated from university, but he was actually a freshman on probation for not attending his classes and had a 1.4 GPA.
Bro, how is that even possible? A 1.4, bro? That's sad.
About a week after the horrifying incident, Kent and Bart went to Kevin and Trisha's funeral, which was attended by over 1,000 Sugarland
Wait, I'm so confused though. What does that have to do related to?
residents who had never even heard of such a brutal crime being committed
I'm
in
so
their
confused.
city.
What does that have to do
Several
related
law
to it?
enforcement officers were at the funeral, not so much to mourn the victims, but rather to watch Bart Whitaker closely. The night before
Oh, he's on probation. That's why.
the funeral, a former roommate of Bart named Adam
Wait, oh my gosh. What if Bart set him up to kill them? Oh! What if Bart set them up to kill him? Oh my gosh. A free rollie. What if he set him up?
Hip had gone to the police station and made a shocking revelation. According to the police report, Adam mentioned to the cops that one day in 2001, Bart had approached him and told him about an elaborate plan to murder his family.
Oh! I just called that. How could you do that? How could you're sick? You're sick. Bart, you're sick. Bart Simpson. Bro, how could you do that? Bro, have you ever heard about there was these two twins or like two brothers at a basketball game. They're sitting courtside, and the reason they were sitting courtside is cuz they killed their own parents and they got all their inheritance. There's a picture of it.
In order to inherit their house and
Oh my gosh, I just said that. Yeah, he killed them just to get the money.
about $1 million in life insurance money.
Oh my gosh. You killed your parents for life insurance. Send this dude to prison, to mental hospitals. Oh my gosh.
Adam claimed that Bart had even offered him a cut of the inheritance money if he agreed to kill his family framed through a burglary gone wrong and shoot him in the arm in the process to make it look more believable.
Oh my. Wait, good aim. Oh my gosh. You hit him in the arm. Good aim. What the heck?
The more details Adam revealed about the chilling conversation, the more the cops realized that the plan Bart had talked about with his roommate was eerily similar to the events that took place on that fateful night in
gosh.
December 2003.
Actually,
During Adam's interrogation, the name of two
Oh my
more of Bart's
gosh.
college friends were brought up, Chris Brashear and Stephen Champagne.
oh my gosh. These dudes look like the two biggest menaces. Oh, I already know, bro. You can literally tell what this dude's voice sounds like just by looking at him. Oh, look at them, bro. They think they the shit. They think they're so tough. I'm getting mad just watching
Chris and
this.
Stephen worked at the same country club as Bart, and when the cops tested their DNA and sent samples, they found a perfect match for what was found at the crime scene.
Stop Googling how to make money.
Yo,
and
I'm
look
gonna
into
still
things like
Google it.
dropshipping and consulting, affiliate marketing.
As the detectives closed in on the suspects, Bart realized he was in trouble.
Yeah,
One
you're
night,
cooked.
about 7 months after the murders, he told his father he was going out to the club, and he never came back. The authorities looked everywhere for him, but it seemed he had just disappeared without a trace. With Bart nowhere to be found, the cops focused their efforts on Chris and Stephen. Eventually, Stephen cracked under the pressure of the interrogation and admitted that he had been the getaway driver on the night of the crime.
Hell,
Chris
snitch.
had been the gunman, and Bart had orchestrated the entire thing.
Yo, Bart.
Stephen even led the police
I
to a
hate
bag
you.
that had been thrown off of a bridge into Conroe Lake, which contained pretty damning physical
Wait,
evidence,
wait,
including
wait.
two-way radios,
Wait, whoa.
water bottles.
Wait, what'd they say?
Stephen even led the police to a bag that had been thrown off of a bridge into Conroe Lake, which contained pretty damning physical evidence, including two-way radios, water bottles, and ammunition that matched the shell casings at the scene. Almost 2 years after the murder, Stephen and Chris were arrested, but
Look at these
Bart
dudes, bro. So punchable. They're on the right, especially.
was still nowhere to be found. Unbeknownst to the police, Bart had started a completely new life in Mexico. He had a small apartment,
And he has the money. Wait, does he have the money to do it?
a job in a furniture store, and even a girlfriend.
Oh my gosh, I'm scared for his girl. I'm scared. He's gonna do the same thing to her. Next thing you know, he's gonna kill her family for the money.
Disturbingly, it was later revealed that Bart had lied to his girlfriend's family and spun a very convincing tale about his past, alleging that he had gotten shot in the shoulder while serving in Afghanistan. A year and a half after the murders, a man named Rudy Rios called the cops and confessed that about a year earlier, Bart paid him $3,000 to let him assume Rios' identity and flee to Mexico. In September 2005, Bart was arrested in Mexico, extradited, and charged
Yeah! For life! Oh my gosh, no, he's probably dead in prison. He probably got murdered in prison.
with the murder of his mother and brother.
Oh my,
As
no,
it
you're sick.
was later discovered, he had tried to carry out the plan on several occasions with other roommates and friends, but something always seemed to get in the way. In an interview with ABC News, Bart claimed that when he was planning the killings, he was operating on autopilot and about as close to numb as a human being can get.
Yo, this is where the thing is, though. Can't they plead, mentally insane? But, oh my gosh, still, never let this dude out.
After the trial, Bart was sentenced to death, a decision his father lobbied against for years. Kent claimed that having his son executed would only make him a victim once again, and that he had suffered enough.
Wait.
In February 2018, just 40 minutes before Bart's scheduled execution by lethal injection, the governor decided to spare his life.
Wait, how long would that take to kill you? Lethal injection?
As of 2024, Bart is still in prison, where he will remain for the rest of his life.
You're smiling. Wait, what? This is Bart. What did he do to be friends with Bart and smiling? Oh my gosh.
Miraculously, Ken has forgiven his son and went on to remarry and even write a book about his experience called Murder by Family, the incredible true story of a son's treachery and a father's forgiveness.
What?
For many
You forgave
people,
your son?
the most haunting aspect of this whole case is the fact that in this last picture of the apparently happy family together at dinner, Bart knew very well that if everything went according to plan, his entire family around him would be dead less than
Bro, look at him. He looks like a robot.
half an hour later.
Oh my gosh, this is scary. No, this is actually creeping me out.
Maura Murray was born on May 4th, 1982
Oh my gosh.
in Brockton, Massachusetts, and was the youngest child in a family of 7. She grew up with her siblings in Hanson, a small suburb of Massachusetts. Growing up, she was gifted athletically and academically,
Yes, you missed one
competing at
v1.
a high school level in
When's Birdie
basketball,
1v1?
running, and multiple other sports.
I'm reacting to videos right
An
now.
award-winning cross-country runner, Maura graduated at the top of her class at Whitman-Hanson High School, after which she decided to go to West Point and follow in her older sister's footsteps. But 2 years into West Point, she decided to transfer to the University of Massachusetts Amherst, where she went into nursing. In 2003, she did something pretty unexpected that stood out as unusual to everyone who knew her. In November of that year, she admitted to using a stolen credit card to order takeout from multiple different restaurants.
Bitch, you broke. You broke, bitch.
Although the charges were eventually dropped thanks to her good behavior, the fraud marked the beginning of a series of incidents that completely changed the course of her life. One night, in early February 2004, Maura was working at her campus security job and decided to call her sister Kathleen. After talking about Kathleen's troubled relationship with her fiancé for a while, Maura allegedly broke down in tears at around 10:30 p.m. while still on the job. When her supervisor arrived at her desk, Maura seemed completely zoned out, just completely out of it.
Oh my gosh.
When
close
asked
to
what was
schools.
wrong, she only responded with the words, "my sister." For 13 years, the details of the conversation between Maura and Kathleen remained a mystery, but in 2017, it was finally revealed what had upset Maura so much. On that evening in 2004, Kathleen had been discharged from an alcohol rehab facility, after which her fiancé had taken her to a liquor store where she unfortunately relapsed.
Oh my gosh. El fiance. Bro, that's the worst. What? Your loved one just got out of that, and you decide to take her to a liquor store.
On February 7th, 2004,
Evil man.
Maura's father
He's
went
probably
to visit
taking
her in
advantage of her, which
Amherst,
is even
and
more
after
scary
going
to think
car
about.
shopping and to dinner with one of Maura's friends, Maura dropped him back off at his hotel. That same evening, she borrowed his car to go to a dorm party at her campus, and at 2:30 a.m. on February 8th, she smashed into a guardrail in her father's Toyota on the way back to his hotel. Even though she almost totaled the car, there are no records of sobriety testing being conducted that evening. She spent the night at the hotel with her dad, and the next morning she went back to Connecticut in a rental car. On Monday, February 9th, Maura used her computer to look for directions to Burlington, Vermont.
Why?
She texted her boyfriend to tell him she loved him, and on the afternoon of Monday, February 9th, she emailed the nursing school faculty, informing them that she would be away from school for a while due to a death in her family. But it was later revealed that nobody had died in her family. That same afternoon, she texted her boyfriend again, promising him that they would talk later, and made some phone calls to rent an apartment in Vermont.
If I'm her
At around
boyfriend, I'm
3:30
worried
p.m.,
sick.
she drove away from her school's campus in her black Saturn sedan, which she had stuffed with clothes.
Did I miss streaming? I'm streaming right now!
Textbooks,
When's the
and
stream?
toiletries. 10 minutes later,
Jinxie
she
chatter.
withdrew about
Jinxie
$300
chatter.
from an ATM, which is where this image taken from the
Oh, you're chopped. Shorty, you chopped. Shorty, you chopped.
ATM security camera was captured. The
chopped.
final image ever taken of Maura Murray.
Oh.
If you're a content creator of any kind, you need to check out Motion Array. My name is Paul,
Gosh. Paul, shut up.
filmmaker and you.
After this, she bought $40 worth of alcohol at a nearby liquor store and got back in her car to drive away from Amherst. A little after 4 p.m., she checked her voicemail, and that was the last time she used her phone. Shortly after 7 p.m., a Woodsville, New Hampshire resident called the cops to inform them of a car accident on a sharp turn on the highway near her house. She claimed in the 911 call that she saw a glowing light inside the car, possibly from a cell phone. A few minutes later, a school bus driver drove past the car and saw a young woman walking next to it. She didn't seem to be injured, and when he asked her if she wanted him to call the police, she claimed she had already called AAA, but records show she never made that call. At 7:43 p.m., the bus driver called the cops anyway, and this is where things started to get a little strange. Another Woodsville resident driving home from work claimed she saw a police car parked right in front of Maura's car at about 7:37 p.m. She claimed she didn't see anyone inside the car and continued home. Strangely, this statement contradicts the police department log, which mentions the cops arrived at the scene at about 7:46 p.m. According to the police department, when an officer with the Harborville Police Department arrived at the scene, he didn't see anyone inside. The car
What's
had
happening?
apparently smashed against a tree on the driver's side, causing both airbags to deploy. Upon inspecting the inside of the vehicle, he found stains
Is this the story of you following a girl? No!
of red wine all over the car, as well as an empty beer bottle in the back seat. The only things missing
drink
from
and
the
drive.
vehicle were Maura's debit cards, credit cards, and cell phone, which haven't been used since that night in February 2004.
Bro, what?
Another resident returning home that night claimed he saw a woman matching Maura's description walking quickly down the side of the road, but failed to report it to the police since he didn't know she was a missing person until several weeks later. The next day, a search was launched for Maura,
I
but
stole
the
them.
cops couldn't find
Yep.
any clues indicating where she could have gone. As the authorities continued
Bro, what
searching
is
for her,
happening?
Maura was labeled as possibly suicidal, and her friends, boyfriend, and family members were interrogated. Unfortunately, even though Maura had clearly shown an intention to go to Vermont, the case was only handled by Massachusetts state authorities for 10 days after
Look at this dude.
the disappearance, after
I
which the
kidnapped her.
FBI
I did not
finally
kidnap her.
stepped in. But by then, it was too late, and Maura had seemingly disappeared into thin
I don't even
air.
know her.
During the investigation, several theories regarding Maura's disappearance started to emerge. Although the cops initially claimed she had been suicidal, the evidence found in her car seemed to indicate otherwise, as it seemed unlikely that a person bent on taking her
So why did my recording stop? No, I'm actually about to freak out.
own life would even bother to pack toothpaste and teeth whitener in her vehicle. It's also possible that she was so terrified of getting into serious legal trouble if she was found intoxicated at the crash site, especially after her recent credit card fraud charges, that she ran away to Canada by hitchhiking.
Bro.
This would also free her from the drama going on in her personal life back home, but it's pretty much impossible to confirm a theory like this.
She's not in my basement. She's not
After the
screaming in my
disappearance,
basement.
Maura's father alleged that she had been abducted by a local kidnapper, while several members of the public
It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was not me.
public started pointing fingers at the bus driver who had failed to stay with Mora
It was
until
not
help
me.
arrived.
It was not me.
Suspiciously, that same bus driver moved to Florida with his wife a few months after the incident.
It was you. It was
Still,
you.
despite the amount of theories that have surfaced for the past
my
20
gosh.
years,
That's
authorities
creepy.
haven't made any
I
significant
don't know if it would be a kidnapper though, because she was like texting her boyfriend, acting all weird. I don't know.
breaks in the case, and will likely never know what happened to Mora Murray.
Yeah, that's creepy. Oh my god.
Reynaldo Dagsa was a councilman in Manila, Philippines, who was known for cracking down on local crime,
Local streamer,
specifically
local
gang activity
kidnapper.
during his term. On New
No!
Year's Eve 2010, the 35-year-old councilman asked his family
Hey,
to wake
hold
him
on, I'll
up.
put it on the screen for y'all. Because I'm a local... Yeah, type another thing, huh?
Before
Local
midnight,
stream,
so
local
he could celebrate the
kidnapper.
new year
Yep.
with them.
Mm-hmm.
Shortly before midnight, the family
Yep.
went out on the street to join in on the New Year's celebration with their neighbors by lighting firecrackers and counting down to midnight. At one point in the evening, Reynaldo asked his wife, mother-in-law, and daughter to pose for a picture next to their car. Just as he stepped back to take the picture, a man
Oh,
with a baseball cap approached the family from behind the car. Shockingly, right as he pressed the button to take the picture, the man in the baseball cap pointed a gun at him and opened
oh my gosh, this is the creepiest photo I've ever seen. That's Tyler. This is not me! Does this look anything like me? Oh my gosh, this is the creepiest photo. You're taking a picture, your life, you literally flash before your eyes, because probably his flash on.
fire,
Why would he do that? Oh my gosh.
shooting the councilman in the chest with his .45 caliber revolver
Oh
before
my
fleeing the scene.
gosh.
Surrounded by the sound of fireworks, the family didn't hear the gunshot, but saw Reynaldo collapse on the street with blood flowing out of his chest.
Oh
As soon
my.
as the police arrived, they rushed him to the hospital, where he was unfortunately pronounced dead.
R.I.P.
However, thanks to the image in question, which was
Why
somehow
did I
taken
murder
just
them?
in
I
time
didn't!
to act as perfect evidence, an arrest was made very quickly after the crime. The killer was immediately identified as Michael Gonzalez, and two of his accomplices were also arrested in the days following the murder. According to the victim's mother-in-law, the man in the tank top shown in the image was acting as Michael's lookout and was also arrested. It was later determined that the
that wasn't
crime
even
had
part of their-
probably been carried out as revenge, as Reynaldo had ordered the arrest of Michael and his accomplices for car theft in 2010. Apparently, the criminals
well, look
were
where
out
you
on
are
dinner
now.
that night and decided to exact revenge before being thrown back into prison. Unfortunately, nothing will ever be the same for Reynaldo's family, but at the very least,
That's
the picture was
crazy.
enough to capture his killers and bring the councilman's loved ones a sense of closure. And thanks
Oh my
again to
gosh.
Scentbird.
That was a scary video. Oh my gosh. Like, sub, appreciate y'all that watched this.